right, YouTube, spring is here and the storms have finally stopped. So that means we need to take care of getting some DIY projects done. And some of the projects I have are to get this backyard cleaned up. As you can see, the weeds are overgrown just about everywhere. And my trees that I planted a few years ago are getting overrun by them. I'm gonna do a few different things this year. I'm gonna buy some new trees. I'm gonna plant some new trees, but I'm gonna put in weed paper. I didn't put in weed paper last time because they said not to. We're gonna start with cleaning out the weeds over there and then moving our way across the backyard to over there and get all of the weeds pulled out and new weed paper put in. And I'm also gonna put in some preventative weed, pre-emergent weed care stuff underneath the weed barrier. So hopefully we won't get any weeds. And then on top, I'm gonna put on some mulch. We got a lot of work to do. So let's get started. Here we go. It is truly like a jungle back here. Look at that, just overgrown everything. Weeds are taking over. They're taking over my trailer. They're taking over my cars. They're taking over La Pacino's Miata. Just stuff everywhere. It is ridiculous. We got to get this stuff out of here and we got to get it cleaned up. And that is one of the projects I have planned for this spring and maybe even longer depending on how long it takes. I am planning to go pick up a plate compactor so that I can fix the driveway a little bit, because over the years it's gotten some cracks and stuff in there. So I'm gonna go grab some cold patch and just compress that down over there. As you can see behind me, or maybe you can't, I'll get a little bit closer up, but these are the trees that I planted a while ago. I think 3 years ago, and they are Thuja Green Giant trees. They're supposed to be really nice. They're supposed to create this nice sort of green, lush sort of privacy wall that's going to go all the way down to the other side there. There's a lot of street traffic on that street over there. It's kind of a main street, and it'd be nice to just have this nice green, lush tree line here. That way I can have, one, less noise coming from that street, and two, a little more privacy from all of those houses on the other side. Now, that is the creek behind me. There is a pretty good separation and I do enjoy that, but I would like to have my nice green tree screen here. I planted these guys, and these were like little 1 to 2 footers. And as you can see now, they're a pretty decent size here, but they're being overrun by all these weeds. For the past 3 years, I've been ripping these weeds out of here. As you can see, there's just weeds all the way down. They aren't going away. Every time I have to come out here and do it, it's a nightmare. Now, some of the trees in this past storm didn't make it. Like this guy right here, this guy's dead. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything left of that guy. I'm gonna try and clean out the weeds in there. I'll either have to take it out and put in a new tree, or I will have to nurture it back to life. We're gonna try and get these trees fertilized up, and hopefully they'll get growing pretty big this year. They said they're supposed to go 3 to 5 feet when they're mature, or should I say, after they have become established. I would say these are established. This is a good sign, these light green leaves here. They're growing, they're healthy, and they're still making it. That obviously is not. You can't even see the tree in there because there's so many weeds surrounding it. So we're gonna try and make some breathing room. And that's my plan for these next couple of days. The tree line goes all the way down to that fence over there. I don't even know if you can see the fence. I have a barrier here. If you can kind of see that, it's kind of taken over by the weeds, but I put in this barrier and I put in bark a little while back. But the weeds are ruthless and they've just taken over. I haven't put any weed preventer or herbicide or pre-emergent in ever, because I was trying to make sure that these things root well and they don't get any poison or chemical damage to them. I think I will be putting some in now, not close to the roots, but at least in the areas in which I will be putting the weed paper. So underneath I'll put the weed preventer, and then I'll be putting in weed paper, and then I'll be putting on mulch on the top. Hopefully that keeps the weeds down. Let's get a lot of this bamboo looking like stuff. That stuff right there. Super annoying, extremely hardy, hard to kill, hard to get rid of, hard to pull out of the ground. Let's get some of this stuff taken care of, and hopefully it will look a lot better when it's done. It's just really overrun. I got my little building right there, and there's just weeds over there and everywhere. But these weeds are pretty tall. I'm gonna put the camera down, and they come up to almost the top of the camera. That's a good like 6 inches at minimum. And some of these I can put the camera down here, like this one, and you can't even see anything. You can't even see the camera anymore. So they're way taller than that. So I got some of these that are coming up to my waist or taller. So we got a lot of work to do. Here we go. You gotta check some of these weeds out, YouTube. Look at these things. Look at the thorns on this guy right here. These things are super spiky and they hurt. And I got them everywhere. And I got some weeds out here that are like trees. Look at these things out here. Yeah, there's my tree right there. Looking pretty nice. But some of these are just like trees. They're so big, they're like trees. I will get the tractor out a little bit later and mow that big open area. But obviously can't mow in between the trees because I might hit the tree, or I might just run them over because the mower's like a drag behind one and it's a little bit difficult to maneuver perfectly, and I need to get the weeds pulled out so they stop growing. So got a lot to work on. Here we go. So I cleared a small little area where the weeds used to look like this right here so I can put the camera down. So here's my tree base right here. And these are all the weeds that are kind of surrounding it. The cool thing is that it seems as though some of the mulch prevented the weeds from getting all the way up close, rooting in. So mulch does seem to be working pretty good. I'm gonna put you guys in there so you guys can kind of see what we're pulling out, hopefully. Clearing out of this area. We got 2 trees uncovered, 1 and 2. So that's a good sign. Now we only have that many to go. It is what it is. Weeds are coming out pretty easy because the ground isn't super hard yet since the rains haven't stopped too long ago. So that's good news. I'm gonna work on this section right here and hopefully get a few more of these uncovered. YouTube, so I continued removing weeds for the next few days on the backyard tree line there along that side, and there were a lot of weeds to get rid of. As you can see from the little part of the video there, that I just removed small sections around one tree, and it takes quite a while. There's just so many there, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get this next part of the project moving along and putting down weed paper and more mulch, which I will be doing over the next few weeks here, so you can see those videos coming up. Thank you for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting the thumbs up. If you guys are enjoying the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are enjoying what you enjoy doing, and I will see you guys a little bit later on the channel.